forum. No time at all. Stop looking at one concern in a man and just do what you do, man. You're making it too obvious, man. You don't listen, sir. You understand? The man is telling us that we don't have to have a change of government. Let them stay in the power because the policies and plan that the GLP have now, PNP have now coming in, that affects housing and education and farming and everything. They're willing to do it now. So, they don't have to change the government now. Yeah, something can't go so. That is shameless. That is shameless. I tell people I'm idiot because I tell the people, you know what the man, remember, this is a crime minister who came out and said to the people, he said, listen, the first 2 terms were ours. I promise you the next term coming up will be for you. So can't go for. It's a joke economy. How can a prime minister utter words that the first 2 terms were ours, but give us another try? And this time now it's going to be yours. The next term coming up is yours. Something can go so?
So what left there for me again?
Don't ask me. Hello.
What is there for us again?
Somebody come up. Somebody in the back.
Yeah, you put me up in the back, Mr. O'Brien. Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm here, sir.
Mama Stan, we speak about all the time. Mama Stan Conrad. We talk about her all the time. It's Mama Stan who you speak about being on our live and our live. You like our live? It's Mama Stan. That's she's in the back.
Hi, how you doing, dear?
I'm doing fine, sir.
Yeah, man, talk to me. Tell me what go on a John shop. Why me see a bonfire wicked. Listen.
Me say them afraid I'm like post.
I'm a fire sister.
Them afraid I will like post, man. We are take them down 1-1, man. Say like how we are get rid of Andrew, we are get rid of Labour them off for the platform, them 1-1. We are put Andrew in a retirement and we are put them in retirement. Because remember, so we not do it for money, We do it for the genuine and the art of the people of Jamaica. We can't talk. We are the voice of the voiceless. You understand?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are the voice for the voiceless back in Jamaica where we the diaspora see what go on and we see say the Jamaican people them not have a talk, them not have a saying. So we they have to talk for them and make the people of the world see the wickedness of the Jamaica Labour Party. And them not have the heart and them not have the conscience and them not have the ambition and them not have the shame. And they look nasty and scrupulous labor right them have where them play, where them appear. We come over on people platform each day and each night, come tell be a poke again and be a lie. Them give them some scripts, I mean either them can't read the script for the hour, but when them get the script and read PNP, them hold them down for beat and teach them start get disrespect. You understand?
Exactly.
So, see where you see the labor right them go on. See where you O'Brien, see where you see labor right them go on the platform. I see them so the party leader go on in a parliament amongst some people them. Amongst some people that are running. That's why them want to get rid of him. Allow him to time him one way or the other, if we not get rid of him, them will get rid of him themselves, What?
Well, right now the conversation is being raised within the halls of the JLP. I understand. Can Andrew Wallace lead them into the upcoming election, or should they seek a new leader?
That is what's going on now, don't it?
That is the conversation that I understand is taking place.
All right. So so them soon boycott him, make him go on. Him too much. Him and him wife.
Remember that we all were expecting Bruce to take the party into one election and he had to give way. So will we see the similar thing with Andrew?
But him no want to give way for him time expire. And to only stop expire for as long as him started a declaration and read for the past 4 years. Andrew Wallace should have stepped down. I mean, I know why make Andrew Wallace want to strong and hold on power. You understand? I never know say woman in Pupa where him not know him Pupa. And the woman don't know who breed him. I don't know why make him feel like I'm Jamaica belongs to him or that him mother will for him. Him not know him mama, him not know him Pupa. Cause remember him name Bram. Remember 2 times Andrew Wallace born and Mr. O'Brien. Cause remember the first time when him campaign, him say man now 1 bedroom board house, And then the second time he go back on the platform, him say a 2-bedroom board house him coming at growing, you know. And then he say a 2-father him have now, you know. Bramwell and Oldness, you know. So that's why his grandmother that run him down with the eucalyptus oil for drench him, because she knows that gonna come to a parasite in a people life for Jamaica, you know. The grandmother did system come at demons from the pit, you know. That's why she didn't want to drench him with the eucalyptus oil, you know. Forget with him from them time there, you know. I remember that.
Oh my God.
This man, yeah, remember the wife talking, you know, so she never like him, you know, because the two ups are enough. And it's a fish fry wedding, Auntie only keep. Fish fry wedding. You understand? When the wedding keep, they never have no money, them broke. And it's case of 9 years, you come in a parliament, come to trillionaire, millionaire, billionaire, from poor people. Eh? And then a bad way with it, Pantapite, when they take our money and I take it in a way, eh? Them say PNP the thief. But nobody never see the thief, them say PNP thief. We are sitting brawling in front of it. The Minister of Health. Same if you get $2.8 billion when you take a stop.
Where is it? Brawling.
Brawling, man. This one is brawling. Remember them say PNP a thief and it's 2 party are the same. The 2 party can't be the same because for them side man and talk say yo when a PNP government them a make money. And the most money they ever make in a PNP government. So all PNP if be the same like Labour like don't look for them and them rich boy them uptown. Eh? So all PNP and them for be the same. PNP have conscience. PNP broke bread, Labour and broke bread, them broke for them and them man them with them power around. You have man in a pal in a ministry I tell you say them not make man spend their money. When a taxpayer money, him not make the man spend him money like a fee money out time pocket him a spend. Eh? And there's a man that is spending money out time pocket and Andrew do only send now some in parliament with him. It'll be a dark days in Jamaica. Andrew only remember them talk the way make. Eh? So how we strong in a parliament with Andrew only have 28 bank account and him set away decoration not read. How we strong there? Eh?
Yes.
Him was student loan. When you forgot all of them something, him was student loan. Him a fish fry when him have. Him come from a 1-bedroom board house and him send about with gold spoon in his mouth. So how gold spoon reach him on and mama and papa was a farmer.
We're not so sure for 1 or 2 bedroom board house.
We're not sure when man. Now that me I tell you about him say it. A two, yeah, we alone so that the 2 clip them. The first clip him say man now 1 and the second clip him say 2 bedroom. So now we say so everything when say a backfire upon him.
So
time come now, Andrew Wallace. We're tired of you. We're tired of you. Come down. Call election, so, make us prove it.
So where you say call it, Andrew, call it.
Call it, man. Call it, man, and prove yourself for sure. Say yes. Yes, a third term. You and your local followers, them shit in a plate, them attack about third term. Tell him for call it. Make us prove yourself.
I was talking to somebody recently where say Andrew come out diaspora and get good show in America.
They don't seem to put on show in the hospital, the best hospital, and when the couple day after man have video the hospital show you say people asleep on beach chair, people on wheelchair, and people that on bench asleep for 2 weeks. Eh? Andrew was a liar and wicked and thief. I say I'm a Christian, that's why I'm afraid of the church people, them, some of them, you know. Because Andrew was the wickedest church people may ever see. A woman that sat the school and said she teach Sunday school. They saw they lie. I sat the school, she got us about them, you know, and she said she teach Sunday school, she's a Sunday school teacher. Let's look for them. The 2 of them are liar and thief. You know where that is, where you going to tell me, say, the rest of prime minister, them never have a wife where them could have put in a parliament. Never see man and woman now in a one place. And them have man, woman, and sweetheart, everything in a one place mix up. Eh? So, you couldn't have your wife, and you're prime minister, and you have your wife, and keep a big meet now. In front of thousands of people, media, everybody. And your wife come give a kiss by your mouth, and your wife off your mouth in the crowd. And when you're not vexed, you're supposed to hold that kiss there. Eh?
Where you said lipstick, you're supposed to go home with your lipstick later.
But you never have on a lipstick. You know, see him wipe it with a white rag. Look on the video, it's a white rag. Him wipe them out and it never show up. The lipstick never show up on it. You see that Juliet will listen like brush her teeth or something do her mouth, make him wipe off his mouth.
No, we're not.
I know you say so, no. And Mama San says so. So you can't say we. You know, I know you say so, and me say so. If him can call with dog, we don't suppose to can style the two of them as dog shit. Eh? If him can go down so low to we and say we are dog, we supposed to can call it.
Mama San,
Mama.
cousin me with me, so we can say something. I have to remember who Mr. O'Brien is to the public in terms of what he does. So even when we are burn them, we have to, you know, I like your style. But you see,
On behalf of Mr. O'Brien, it's not team word, but it's Mama San word. To call the administration, him and him wife, dog shit. Him say we are dog.
God.
And Mr. O'Brien says so. Him is a host, and him having people them when talk to. On the behalf of Mama San and the whole of the PNP them, not Mr. O'Brien, is a media, but Mama San and our colleagues them, say Auntie One is a big load of dog shit. Time say we are dog. All right.
Oh, God.
Like, yeah. We are quick with them up, man. We are get them down 1-1. When I not him, you have one name engineer, you have one name Vegas, you have one name Munty, you have one name what's your name? Goody where and when you look between here, like get blacker than the car seat where we are see. And then so long I watch and criticize people. Them I get paid, I mean I get paid for talking, you know. I get paid for talk. Me talk because me so I go on and I know say Auntie only so like we so we not like him neither. Because Auntie only so like the Jamaican people, he want to tell police the truth and still ask question after. I meet them maker. Auntie only gonna go meet down the people them house. Auntie only gonna tell big nose bushrat Desmond Mackenzie say the land, the people them land where them build house and belongs to them. Them are criminal and thief. In every ministry where them go in, them are thief, poor people things. We're tired of them now. Prove on yourself too, make us prove yourself too, and show us how we put on that we can take on it down.
They say them come down.
Come down, man, come down. But turn my boy there. Shalom for them to come down. Come down now. Yeah, come down. And to all the same I got prison, Mr. O'Brien. You know, don't say no I got prison. Come in on marketing and skin and teeth with them, you know. All the whole of them are sit down and criticize my boss and disrespect him, you know. When my boss have put quality amongst them, you know. You understand? My boss have a wife and me had to take care of him and cook good meal game when female wife in a parliament sit down from morning and till night. When she watch a woman if you go clean up herself, she will clean up her dirty house. And people them have there. Marky G wife clean him house, take care of him. And them come and style my boss to them bright self. But they are for them, man. You know, hey, Mr. O'Brien, you don't know what happened about me. I can tell you what. I say why Andrew Owens why I met the LBGTS plan put up. Andrew Owens' son come introduce him to a man at the house. That's why I want to put up the LGBT tools in Jamaica.
What is happening?
The LGBT.
No, mama, no, not here. No. That is libelous. That can be libelous. Trust me. Let me protect myself, O'Brien. That can be libelous. No, it might be, but without actual fact, you cannot do that. You have to protect it. He can be censored. You understand? No, they were just so the host for you and the host, and probably me too. But you will not forgive them. But the host don't want to lose his thing there. So we have to make it as biting as we can make it within. Yeah, me know. I understand that because I get that way. I get that way off air. I do get that way off air. Me get that way there. Me get that way to look bad. I get that way. Me worse than you know. Me
The
get that
whole
way there, you
world,
know.
the whole world are talk about it, you know. Me the American people are talk about it, you know. Oh, the prime minister couldn't stoop so low for call the people of Jamaica the dog, you know. When the wife they don't come say, I wish my the PNP them live a garbage and gully there, you know. Eh? Tell me all of them to all rep to be then a parliament can go. Eh?
Me hear the pain in your voice, mama. But no, remember what go. Kind of go easy.
All right, my boss. All right. Give somebody. My mama go and talk then. Cause I'm upset about them and me
Yeah,
need
man. Bless up yourself. Yeah?
All right, my boss. No
Yeah, man.
problem. Listen, I'm going to turn on my life and bonfire. Yeah, I'm going to turn on
I'm a
my life and
suka.
bonfire. Yeah.
Me suka.
All right, later.
I'm going through. Abo.
I saw where somebody making a comment down there that another issue, Bustamante must be repealed as national hero. Yeah. What's his name? Dreams Vision. Dreams Vision. Let me tell you something. It was only a couple of, sometimes you don't get the details of things. It's only a couple days ago, I would say, maybe a week the most, that I realized that Bustamante was the only living national hero. He was the only person made hero while he was alive, right? And even that to me was corruption because they wanted to give it to him and them know say if them never do it the time there, when them come out of power, them couldn't do it again. And they did it fast. You understand? Because with all that Bustamante has done so negative in this country. He should not have been eating our money, not even Siaga. It should not have been anything like that. After PNP build Jamaica, PNP single-handedly built Jamaica, infrastructure, agencies, policies to govern schooling, protection of rights, housing. What didn't PNP really do under each of these prime ministers that we have had, starting with the premier, starting with Norman Manley. You get me? And I was in a conversation, and I'm not even sure if the conversation was with you, Mr. O'Brien, where I was saying to you, or you said to me something about the persons who blog, the bloggers on this network. And I said to you that one of the time I was, putting it down to them not having information, them being the algorithm that they get. But then I said to you, pursuant to that not no go so. Them just wicked like Andrew Holness. Because we've been having these conversations for over 2 years on TikTok now, right? And the same conversation come where we're saying, listen, PNP built that. If they want to know the truth, which I know they know, they would have gone. Right, because I was saying that algorithm. All right, when you come on TikTok or any platform, social media platform, you see if they see you look on a here, every other thing that comes to you is about here. So I was saying to somebody, listen, because as PNP we always seek truth, then whatever we're doing, the truth comes up to us. But these people have been so indoctrinated into lies that they only can get the algorithm that brings deception and lies. But then I realized that it could not be that alone either. Is that they're wicked too because we're having conversations or we're disseminating information and they don't say, okay, you never know that.
Fireman. See, Conrad, are you a place this? I'm not driving.
As a fire reach? Yeah,
man.
Bless up.
Let's say, ready for them. Bless up. Yeah, man. Heal him. Make him say something.
Heal them up, man. In their life.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, man.
No, man.
Big up all of the people.
Yeah, man. We can't wait. We can't wait, Panic. We can't wait.
All right.
They need to go.
Bless up. Respect. Yeah, well, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So, brethren, let me tell you, man. I am so dismayed. I am so disgruntled. I am so upset. I am so. I just feel dismal. I feel my existence under this JLP government. And I know the hard part about it. And it's not that we need to tell people each time we try to pass information off. Right? And remember this. It's going to take a while to fix, to undo all the tragedies and the ills that the JLP have done to this country when we come into power, when the election is called. So people must be patient and understand that to fix all that they have done that is wrong, all the misappropriations, all the everything, SSL saga. Did you know that? I talk about SSL.
Constantly, about just one thing. Constantly saying asking the question if I believe that.
Did you look and see if anybody wants to come up in the box?
They can't tell me
No, I cannot see that, Conrad. If I could see it, I would do it. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We were talking about a while ago. We were talking about a while ago. You must stop cutting me, you know. We may talk, stop cutting me, sir. But the amount of work it's going to take to bring back Jamaica. That is going to, yes, to bring back Jamaica. You understand? Oh, I was talking about SSL. We know that. Life.
Yeah, who is there?
Houston Father's funeral was kept, you know. Operation what? Armageddon. Oh, the manifesto for us, Jamaica, after election is Operation Armageddon. You know, I think Dream Vision follow me everywhere. Dream Vision comments and all of the TikTok posts. But it's a sad state, though. We're in a sad state. We're in a very sad state. People lose their money. Jamaicans lose them investments, their life savings, their life, all that they have worked and invested. But the one that really beats me is that 78-year-old lady who doesn't have a child or a chick. And because she doesn't have that, she put in her millions into SSL, right? And they kept telling her, giving her back reports that, oh yes, it's doing fine. And I tell you, must mute, mute your thing when you're talking to people so that something can't go on, Yeah, mama, be careful. I will not speak. You can mute your mic. You can mute your mic so you don't have to hear what you're saying. Also, don't have to use the app. You can mute your mic. You listen to it when you're talking. You can mute your mic.
You know what I'm doing.
You can mute your mic, sir. Things that we said that is TikTok here. It can cause you to lose your platform.
Yeah, I know, but I was going to be said.
Okay. Why do I talk about what?
All right, go ahead.
I'm not making any points, sir. You should make a point. I'm just so.
What about the comments? Any comments there?
People been commenting like somebody was saying same so 2 points that were being made when Mama San was talking. No. Cross. But she was saying Mark Golding can't do that. It has to be done by statute. But that was when you were saying that was when somebody was saying Dreams Vision was saying yeah, local government, right. And then somebody else make a text. Yeah, a text whatever said Dream Vision, yep, it shall be one big bacchanal. Bacchanal done yesterday, not so.
Yes.
Dream Vision said Mark Dream can do it legally and amend the merging going forward. I said Dream Vision, if Andrew can do it, why not? Somebody said Sailor. How about Sailor? Yeah, that's seal it, of course. Somebody said anyway, it's revelation time, but we will address that right after elections. Good afternoon, comrades. That was what Richard St. Arbin said. Same so. What should they talk? Those JLP names are rejected ballots.
I get the point where the point was trying to make about amendment and so on. The law, what is it? The local government and the general because that would be futuristic.
Okay. Yeah, but what? And you think it would be cheaper, right?
It would definitely be something. It's not as easy as one.
Not as easy, right. Not as easy. Not as easy at all. But boy, I don't know. I mean, sometimes you just lay down in your house or you're walking on the street driving. You just can't believe all the things that you just have to think about the things that are happening in Jamaica under this administration. It's not real. There's a gang of five brewing right now, the gang of five that is brewing right now. We know about the gang of five brewing right now, but this gang of five that is brewing right now, can't really come forward because I suspect, and this is my pronouncement, that the gang of five, which would be Vaz, Montague, Chang, Tufton, and Bartlett, I suspect, are part of the other 17 persons who are on the illicit enrichment. The other seven, right? The other, not 17. That's what, Mr. 17? What are all of them going? So the other 48. What are all of them going? I want them all to go. I mean, you know what I wonder? I want to know, was Andrew Holness's mother really a teacher? For how Andrew treat teachers with scant regard, was his mother really a teacher? Was she really a teacher? I really wonder if his mother was really a teacher. or it's another one of his made-up fantasies. Is is euphoria running wild? Because you normally, if my mother was a teacher and I'm in governance, I look out for teachers so much.
Somebody come up in the box just now.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the person yet. Maybe the person got a call, but the person is there.
Yeah.
The man says, yeah, the person is there. But
Talking
trust,
about the teacher. I gather that there was a move for the teachers to be
that was cancelled. That was cancelled. Somebody saying to say it was fake news. Yeah. hmm I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh, how do you like that? The Jamaican for justice, whatever people are going to do their thing on the 29th, right? Which is tomorrow, is it?
Yeah.
And
Tomorrow.
the police is doing something too. And it's a come out in blue if you are supporting the JCF, and are come out in black if you're supporting Jamaica for Justice. There's a competition there. I don't get that. I don't understand that. Can you explain that for me?
Obviously, the police force believe that they are under control. So what they're trying to do is to see if they can rally a larger number to try to diminish what Jamaica for Justice is doing. But you see, that is where the problem is, because the JCF should not be trying to do this, because the JCF and the Jamaica for Justice is two different mandates. It's two different mandates. And anytime at all, the JCF will be able to amass a larger gathering if you have both of them together out there. However, when you have the Jamaica for Justice standalone, what they'll be able to do is to bring the attention of certain things to the public. And that's what they're seeking to do, to say, listen, we are not against the police, but the heavy number of murders that we have killing, rather, sorry to say murder, of killing that we are seeing by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, it raises a question. So what they're trying to do is to diminish that, which Jamaica for Justice is trying to do. And sometimes it's kind of late in the day that some of us will appreciate a human rights group and so. And as I said before, over and over, that if there's anybody who is against gunmen and against criminality, it would have to be me. I lost a brother, and I grew up from a very, very closely knitted family in terms of our brothers and sisters. And I lost a brother to gunmen. So I could never, ever be supporting gunmen. However, I am saying that it raises the question where in a small society like Jamaica, for the start of the year so far, the police basically take out 100 and odd Jamaicans. It also raises the question. Let's take it for granted, for the purpose of discussion, that all of these guys took up gun against the police. And I don't think it is so, but I'm just making a point. So all of them take up guns against the police. It begs the question, what has happened all of a sudden? Why these guys have gotten so brazen? Have they lost their mind to be taking on the police, who are outfitted with M16 rifle while they have a 9mm? Something is wrong, and I believe that it's a study that we probably need to ask some people out of the University of the West Indies to carry out, or one of the universities in Jamaica, maybe NCU or Mandeville, whichever one. What has gone wrong?
O'Brien, not
Yes.
to cut you, but I want to weigh in on that.
Yeah,
On Saturday, I saw you on Portland Spice. I want to touch on that a little bit after, but staying in context of the.
Just give me the name. I'm unable to see what's going on. Who is speaking now?
Jamaica speaking to you, man.
Oh, Jamaica. Where is Jamaica? Go.
Blessing. I staying in context with the police and the extrajudicial killings. right? We don't see that in Jamaica that we have a social problem. And I hear you call for a study from the university. It is indeed necessary. And
Yes.
PTSD, post-traumatic disorder, has gone diagnosed in our country for too long. And we have always think about killing the killer, not killing the mentality of crime. How can we eradicate the mentality?
Excellent point. Excellent point.
We cannot fight crime without fighting corruption, illiteracy, and poverty. Those three things are the root causes. And when we are going to, when your prime minister or government moving to the extreme, are we at civil unrest and we are at war with ourselves? That is the question. And if you had seen that the prime minister had tried different method or strategy prior to this time, then you can say, all right, he has been doing something that makes sense. And let us not go to the Zozo. Those are things that are encroaching on human rights. So those weren't suitable or viable solutions to the problem. So we haven't seen any type of teaching the people of Jamaica. We haven't seen any form of disruption in terms of the moving, the persons who are about to get into criminality.
And that's why PMI was so important.
Here you go. So when we see the labor rights and people coming out to say that, oh, they're standing with the police, 105 murders by the police is way too much. Is the
Yeah,
police in
man.
the business of apprehending and eradicating violence, or is it in the business of killing the Jamaican people?
And it's kind of amazing that, well, I don't know if I've missed it, but the international human rights body, it's kind of amazing that we have not seen them stepping in.
Yes, that is so true. And again, when we see Jamaican for Justice standing up for the rights of Jamaicans, we cannot turn a blind eye. Are we going to wait until it is our doors that is being kicked off and it is our uncle or brother or nephew, and then we start saying that this is a problem? I'm telling you, if the fire starts and you're close by to dry leaf, it might reach at your doorstep.
But remember the famous saying, where they come for the Jew, come for the communists, and come for whatever. And nobody said nothing. And in the evening they come for me, but nobody was there to say nothing because everybody
Ah,
was taken away.
there you go.
You know. So
So
sometimes we have to understand. We have to understand what is happening. What I saw something all over the place, and it's amazing. And I haven't heard it picked up elsewhere in a big way. Maybe you guys can share with me if you hear it picked up in in other mainstream media. I certainly highlighted it on radio.
yes.
This gentleman out in Clarendon, I think it was sometime last week, where for whatever reason, I mean, how can you have a older gentleman in your custody as the police, and you're beating the man, you're beating him? I
Yes,
mean,
I've
I
seen
don't
it.
know
There's
how
no
you do that.
professionalism about the
Come
police
on, man. We
officers,
have
no
to basically
discipline.
exercise. And if it even, I don't know the circumstance, but let's say for argument's sake that the gentleman even had gone and stole something, right? If him go steal something, find out if I'm hungry, making it go thief one liquor something, or
There's
so
no
on.
compassion about the
Or
Jamaican
if
people. We, Obi, we live in a society where we are blood hungry, we are blood thirsty, and it is like when a life has been lost, that is how we feel satisfied. And that is a sick sense that the people are in, sick state that the people are in, because we glorify these
if
police
it,
brutality, and when we can see clearly on video evidence that these persons are unarmed, you get me? We don't see why the police officers are not wearing their body cameras in order to protect themselves firstly, right? And then protect the civilians that they are here out here to serve and to protect. So when we look at the
They're not wearing their body cams, sir, because it is not a part of the government remit to outfit them with body cams and to make it a part of the policy, right? So it's not about the police. It's not about the police not wearing body cams. It's about the government of Jamaica, the government of the day, not
and
mandating this to
also the
happen.
minister.
And sorry, Jamaica. I am saying this, you see, because when I talk this way, I am protecting my brothers and sisters who are police officers. I don't want a police officer who is out there doing their job legitimately but to be taken off frontline duty, put on 3/4 salary, or even face murder charge. No, when that can be avoided. So all you do, the body cam can alleviate that problem in a big way, as you alluded to earlier, Jamaica. Get the body cam so you protect both the police officers and indeed the person who the
citizens of the country.
You know?
But you know, ironically, Obi, the same prime minister boast about body cameras in 2021 after they had gotten body cameras from America, and saying that who don't wear body camera they're going to be left out. And so it is quite ironic when I hear the Minister of Security, Harris Chang, saying that it is not a priority. So I'm saying they're everywhere and nowhere as a government. And how can we seek leadership from these type of people where one person is saying one thing?
Sir, when the Prime Minister putting up as something that the Jamaican people should vote for his government, his party for, and he goes up and put up housing, then you know the Prime Minister really and truly missing the mark, because that on yesterday know that there's absolutely no way at all that the Jamaica Labour Party can even remotely match the PNP in terms of its housing policy. First thing to begin with, the fact of the matter is that the organization, the institution that afford any government in Jamaica to build house is the National Housing Trust, which is one of the flagship policy of the PNP. So the Prime Minister lose it.
The same 90s that the Prime Minister called a failed experiment. The same 90s that yield 1970 that yielded the National Housing Trust, which he called was a failed experiment.
Yeah, man. And somebody need to remind the Prime Minister that housing trust that he keep on talking about, that is one of the biggest part of PNPism.
But you know, it is quite crazy how Jamaican people think about politics, because they don't think in the simple context and the actual fact that we are owners, we're employers, and we are financiers. And once we're able to understand that concept, then we need to start holding our government officials accountable. The Prime Minister statutory declaration cannot be certified 3 years running. That is a problem. The Prime Minister has not signed the Ethics Code of Conduct. That is a problem. This man in his 100-day speech championed about impeachment bill. And ironically, they leave it out of the constitutional reform and then want to push it down people's throat without...
There you go. I just want to touch on another little thing on governance issues as well. All this discussion, a part of this discussion that we're having now, surrounding the Prime Minister, had the Prime Minister be true to himself and live up to his promises, the promises that he made, we wouldn't be having this discussion around the Prime Minister. It would be something else, because the Prime Minister said that he was going to move to put term limit for Prime Minister, term limit for Prime Minister within the first 100 days. So had the Prime Minister put that in place, he would be gone. It would be somebody else, a new leader. It would be a new leader. now with the Labour Party. So he wouldn't even be having this discussion surrounding the Prime Minister. But again, he failed to do what he said he was going to do. Huh? And a number of the things that the man even say was going to do are low-hanging fruits, things that don't take a lot of money.
And even the simple as this, OB, to be characterized as a low-hanging fruit. Where is the job description for the MPs? Because the MPs are out here claiming to be layers of pipe. And I'm saying to myself, Vibes Cartel used the same statement when he said that he has been in prison for 12 to 13 years and Jamaican people still cry over water and road. It shows that the country hasn't progressed. That is an indictment on the government.
That's true, and one must, as you talk about years in government, one must also remind the country that when the JLP talk about 18 years, that is 18 years ago, 19 years ago, and within the subsequent 18 years after that, the JLP has been ruling the rules for 14 out of the last 18. You understand?
The thing is, anytime I hear them OB start talking about the 18 years, it further highlights how limited in capacity they are. Because a government that is in power should not be speaking about what wasn't done by the previous administration. A government that has been in power for two consecutive terms.
Keith Rowley, the immediate past Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, said it. He said that anytime our government start blame the opposition, then certainly it is time for you to go.
Yes, man, it's time for them to go.
You know,
and we cannot continue that type of practice. It's something that's supposed to be rubbish each time they speak about it. It is like you hire a new plumber and then he's going to tell you the reason why he didn't do his job, even though he was paid. It's because the other plumber didn't do a good job. When he came and assessed the problem.
That's why that's why you would have gotten him in the first place, because he did a job that you wanted to get. You wanted to get a better job done.
Yes. Abu, I don't want to not have you back in the conversation. But OB, trust me, man, these conversations need to be out in the public. And I heard you said that you also made a discovery about the red mud and been speaking about it.
The what?
The red mud. Wasn't you the one that?
Oh yes, man, yes.
Yes, man, and we need to know that we actually have gold here in Jamaica. That is our form of gold through mud, and there must be the same one who said that him edit
and rare earth minerals. Yes.
Rare earth minerals. The same one who was boasting that him edit manifesto. From in 2016, he has information to say that they're going to develop on the rare earth minerals. Where is the information? All we see is the Prime Minister telling the Maroons that they don't have sovereign rights. That's all we got from the rare earth.
But you see what happened, I think all that part of their manifestos came about like what they're doing now, because what happened at the time, remember that on the Portia Simpson administration with Philip Paulwell as the Minister of Mining and Energy.
Yes.
Philip Paulwell basically had a plan for the rare earth, the red mud and so on. And I'm going to talk to Philip later. I'll talk to him later. All right, because there are some other information that I need to unearth. So I'm going to be talking to former Minister of Government Philip Paulwell later.
Yes.
And that because as I said on radio today as well, on air today, while talking to Colin Bell, because we talked about his portfolio, the creative,
The
culture and
emerging
creative
industry.
industry, which is a biggie, is a big industry. Because what we need to do,
That revolutionary industry.
absolutely. So what we need to do, we need to basically, increase the pie. The
Mhm.
pie must be increased. The pie must be increased. That's the economic pie must be
Mhm.
increased in Jamaica. That is the only way that we are going to be able to move the country further along the continuum, where we're now going to move from a minimum wage to a livable wage.
Yes.
Because if you have civil servants, teachers, et al., within the system, police officers, firemen, you name it, and they are now, the pie has basically grown in such a way that you can pay them decently. Then
Mm.
they in turn now will be able to pay, say, their helper or their home technicians. I'm coining that word for the helper, because
Yes.
indeed, I rate those folks so
Home
much.
engineers.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So, those folks now, you will be able to you in return now will be able to pay them a livable wage,
Yes.
a
And
livable
which
wage. So it's actually a domino effect.
yes,
Hmm.
because guess what? We know that in 2013, the Japanese had started that um, investigation or research into the rare earth mineral that we have here, right?
Hmm.
Energy is imperative in order for a country to move forward. MSMEs cannot survive without consistent and good energy. So
Hmm.
we want to move from a working society. When the prime minister say working. Yes, everybody has to work, but what type of work are we offering to the Jamaican people?
And,
Low
and,
skill,
and,
low
and,
income
and,
jobs.
and even that
Mhm.
is basically, the prime minister basically borrowing a bankrupt. So I try use Sister Peter, and
Yes.
Sister Peter is
But what
working.
but the thing is, she used it from her perspective that she is working on the behalf of the Jamaican people.
Yes,
In the
absolutely.
context that he is using it, he's saying that the Jamaican people are working. Yes, but remember this: in slavery, everybody was working. Were they compensated well? No. When they talk of what we want to have in our society, is we need science, technology, and innovation should be injected so we can now have efficiency that will boost productivity. And we also need more entrepreneurs. We need people to learn about the procurement process, how to compete for government contracts so that they can build their businesses. This is how you know that a country is actually rising and moving forward.
You're absolutely correct, my brother. But remember, and you remember, you listened Saturday. You heard the gentleman had to basically confess and accept that poverty is
As
higher
increased.
now than it
Mhm.
was in 2016.
But
You understand? I don't know if
is
you was you. I don't know if you was the one, Jamaics in the comments. Boy, if a mine Marlon, if a mine he lose the
in
senator
job.
position that he received belatedly.
Let me tell you, I wasn't the one, but let me tell you, he's a glorified and a glamorous. I don't want to call him fool, but anyways, let me tell you, you see, one thing with ego, will destroy anybody with two or more senses. So whatever, the higher the monkey climber, the more I'm exposed. So let him keep talking because he's putting his foot in his mouth each time him speak. And when him talk about the used car, what
Yeah,
mistake the prime
that
minister
that
made?
was another big confession.
Yes, and he didn't know the extent of the damage to that, which he said. But guess what? He's that intellectual giant that he claims he be. He's going to when he falls, the whole Jamaica is going to feel how he's going to shake. Because guess what? They are living in the past. Information is at the people's fingertip. And what Jamaican people has been lacking for years is information. Once you have an informed society, they're empowered. And once people are empowered, they're going to make changes. So when he speak and the Jamaican people know that poverty has moved from 11% to 12.1%, and we have international agencies saying that 55% of the Jamaican people are going to their bed without a nutritious meal. That is not anything good for a government. That is a failure of a government that will cause
Yeah,
that.
and the information is at your fingertip. You know,
Here
everybody
you
can
go.
access it. So
And them
it's
say them foolishness right on the ear where everybody is capturing it. And I hear him trying to redefine what a recession is like nobody can read. So when I hear him speaking of OB, I said, look at this glorified, jumping intellectual clown. But let me tell you, man, you allow them to go on a rant and say whatever they are saying. But you know, he think that Mr. Rattigan is anybody that he can play with. You get me? And he didn't realize the trap that Mr. Rattigan had set for him with a used car. Good afternoon, Auntie Paula. But you know, Obi, I thank you for continuously, educating and notifying the Jamaican people of what is going on. And
you're welcome, my friend. I do it with pride and pleasure, sir,
I see.
and humility.
There you go. I see you, man. And history will reward all those who stand for
as I always said, my friend, that my late mother, Tiwini, Winifred O'Brien, call her Tiwini, Auntie Winnie, and my late father, Adrian, Papa Adrian, they would have it no other way, my brother. They would have it no other way. So we give God all the glory. All right?
So true, man. So true.
One love.
Can I chime in now? I've been just here.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna quickly leave, but I want to say again, with the JFJ standing up for the Jamaican people, I believe that it is imperative that we stand up for the Jamaican people as well. Our voices not be out in the media alone, but let it manifest in people. If you can go and know that this initiative about standing against police brutality, it is important. History is in the making, and the Prime Minister is testing the Jamaican people to see how far he can go with in terms of how he is able to scare the Jamaican people, because he's a demagogue. He's running a demagogue, which is prey on the fear of the Jamaican people. Remember that we are Jamaican people who first stood up against apartheid crimes in South Africa. Remember, we are the Jamaican people, the same Michael Manley who said that they don't want to anger America, but they will stand up for how they choose to govern. So we have to ensure that we cannot lose the mindset of a Paul Bogle, of a Sam Sharp, of a George William Gordon, of a Marcus Garvey. And I say, continue to speak.
Norman Mandley.
And Norman Mandley, who had done it a bit more technically. And
hello.
my God, if we had gone
Give me a minute. Just mute a minute. 'Cause you know my echo problem. Put him mute a minute for me. No, I didn't want him to go in. I wanted him there. Let him go.
Hold on a second. I am going to just leave the gadget. You won't be hearing me for a little because I'm stepping away. So just go ahead and do it. Handle it. Okay, cool.
When Jamaica, I must step away and do it by myself when Jamaica Scarlet. Let me make sense. You need to carry a gadget with you because you can't walk with your gadget. So I don't know why you leave a gadget and it's telling me to continue a monologue. I don't know how I do that. But walk with a gadget. I don't make me do a monologue. Oh,
I would say
Jamaica.
with you just a bit ago.
Okay, okay. All right. No, what I was saying, what I was saying, you call some name, but when you're calling names, it cannot be only the Kwame Nkrumah and the you know the Sankara and the
Thomas Sankara.
yes, it has to be Michael Manley. It has to be Norman Manley. It has to be the PJ Patterson. It has to be the Portia Simpson Miller, because what we have had as leaders since the history of being independent, as we call it, or a little bit before that, when Norman was in. Because remember that he single-handedly, don't talk about him and him, we got the story twisted, the story that they gave us, or that he and Bustamante advocated. Buster couldn't even advocate for a biscuit to remain crisp. You understand?
We
So,
know
so
that he was.
it was he, right? But there's a conundrum that is being made, right? That they're stepping, that they're causing, are about to create with what they're doing with a body, as a civil body that looks out for the civilians or citizens in terms of their well-being, in terms of agencies, don't take advantage of them and brutalize them or anything like that. This is for them to do what they're going to do tomorrow. This is a different message being sent, because if the police was really being truly who they were supposed to be, protectors of and peacemakers, then they would not be going up against somebody as such. You understand? What victory will you get if you get more persons standing out there with you than the Jamaican for Justice agency? What victory will have been gotten more than you will now nullify? You will know, just as how they have taken their time to be taking away the teeth from Indicom, right? The Prime Minister wants to take away, as far as I'm concerned, IC not have no teeth. IC needs to be fitted with teeth. The next leg of this, when the PNP comes to power, the IC needs to have arresting powers. Well, them can say, no, take them down. Send the thing then. This person needs to be arrested, but we want to give them teeth because they're taking away everything that these agencies that they say one put in place, and the constitution has in place. They're taking away the effectiveness of them. You took away the ombudsman and put the ombudsman in the EOJ. You never shook that ombudsman hand at a gathering. You ignored Mr. Blair and never shook his hand. But when you lied on Tanya Stevens and said she never shake your hand, which was a lie, because she explained her part of it, right? And you are taking away the teeth from that. What the Jamaican public must look at, and the common man too. Me not talk about the one them, the elitist people in this country, 21 family, because they have to go and say hello, sir, yes, sir, I'm here, sir, because of what? They don't talk to us like that. Okay, so what we must realize is that we have to go and dip our fingers
Abu,
into the
before
ink.
you go, there, sir, I'm just asking you a question, just to be clear. In terms of the JFJ, because you have some labor rights listening, and not even one of them can tell the Jamaican people three things that the Prime Minister has accomplished in his 100-day promise. They're here, they're listening. But I want to go back to where the JFJ is concerned before we reach to the dip in our ink, finger in the ink. We want to understand the reason why it is not right for us to go out and stand up with the JFJ, because we cannot say that we're advocating for the rights of the Jamaican people and speaking on the social media platform on a daily basis. And when the time comes for us to go out and show that we mean what we're saying and not just saying that what we are saying, what is the pushback? What is the caution about that? Because again, we have a Jamaica Labour Party and the supporters who are willing to jump up and defend anything, all if it means that kill them rat dog, cat them mother at them home. Them no care as long as the prime minister say it. Because most of them, they don't choose to read, and those who can read, they're a set of arrogant people that is willing to kill you for $1. They just want to know that they're on top. Many of them, you see on social media talking, they cannot put two conversations together and make sense of anything. They just know that them come out here and say shower labor right. And what does shower labor right means? It means that it's coming from days when they used to spray bullet on the Jamaican people. It's coming from days of Buster Manti analyzing Rasta men. And I don't see how a Rasta man would have ever look at the Jamaica Labour Party and say they support it. They're supporting a prime minister in Ulysses Sashira in 1968 that banned black books from coming into Jamaica. They're standing up with a prime minister of Edward Siaga in 1986 that had brought in student loan bureau and get rid of free education. So, given that you were just gone, Abu, let me go back to the question that I had to say that before we reach to dipping our fingers in the ink, what is your say on the JFJ and why Jamaican people shouldn't go out and stand with the JFJ? I want to hear.
Well, I might say
There's a part. There's a park there already now. Look at the junk. Look at what he called a park. And what we fail to realize, what North American does good, is called socialization.
Yes.
It's called socialization. When you come to North America and if you take a student loan, a percentage of it goes towards your weekend partying. Because they said you need that time. And when I saw it, I thought that was so stupid.
Yes.
But after getting it and so forth, they said you need to get out sometime to relieve yourself of the pressure.